Ahoy, people from all places and races! We decided to make something very quick, a last one of our discussion videos, but this time we're doing a lightning round. We are just going to throw all the last topics we want to discuss right away. In the meantime, because we are still on the finishing touches of the final surprise that we're making before our departure, and so I just want to talk about a few topics. So let's do it. Go. Okay, so we know already that a new Rayman game is in development. It's a remake by Steambot, and Rayman 4 is in early development and planning stages. Nothing 100% confirmed, but we know that. Now, there's something that we haven't considered yet, and it's that this game, this upcoming title, may be the first Rayman title that has a Latin-Spanish dub. It's an odd idea and honestly unexpected, but it's something that we can picture seeing, especially considering the scale that the project has. It's a thing that is, it is a remake. It is a brand new not really all that brand new title, or maybe there's some other surprise, but but we can picture that a new Rayman game, remake or not, done by Zero, is going to have a Latin Spanish stuff, because a lot of Ubisoft titles in recent history have been getting Latin Spanish translations. One of the highlights of this is Rabbids Party of Legends, which had a Latin Spanish dub. Humberto Solorzano was the narrator for the cutscenes, and even in the translation of all the text, it was in Spanish of Latin America. It was a small, little neat touch, because it would only involve the text and one narrator, and we don't know how the project is gonna disinvolve, because we don't really know much about it. It's expected to be by 2026. There's things we cannot know, things we cannot share, but we do believe that Latin Spanish dub could be a great touch for this upcoming title. Not only what was mentioned before, that Ubisoft titles have been getting Latin Spanish translations, but because it will be the first title of the saga to have a Latin American Spanish dub or translation. Because Rayman games had Spanish translations, even in the classic era, the Rabbids era, and the UbiArt era. But the thing is, they never had a Latin American Spanish, because for the most part, it wasn't really needed. The first trilogy, the original trilogy, had Spanish translation, but they were all in Spain, and some of them were fondly remembered, but they were just the voices and the text were all in the Spanish of Spain. At least we could understand. But yes, the Rabbids games did have a Spanish translation, but frankly, a dubbing was not needed, because it was more so a universal language that Rayman and Rabbids had. And in the case of the UbiArt games, it's the same previous case as the Rabbids games, because they did have Spanish translations, but there was never any need of a dub. So all of them were based on the Spanish from Spain, and will be an interesting touch to have a Latin American Spanish translation, or even dubbing, because it would be cool to have a proper Rayman voice actor. A proper Rayman Latin Spanish dubbing actor. We only have Luis Renato Suarez on Captain Laserhawk, so now it would be cool to have one for the mainline games. Moving on to another topic, something that has been on our mind for quite some time, is that this is just a wild idea. Would be interesting that if, in the hypothetical case, we could be getting a Rayman movie, or Rayman in a sort of movie role, it would be interesting to have a black actor. We commented about this before on Twitter, but we want to develop this idea even further. It would be not only an interesting change of pace, not only giving representation to black people inside the Rayman community and just in the Rayman franchise in general, But also, I do believe that Rayman has, you could say, some black vibes, at least when it comes to the more, you could say, more city-like Rayman. I picture, we picture that if a Rayman project that is more set in the modern era would be perfect for a black voice, for a black actor to play Rayman. It's just remember how many Rabbits fans are total Rayman fans and are black. So yeah, Razor Ruler. We got Officer Apple. We got Front Facing Rayman. We got Magician Rabbit. Will be a really neat touch. And if we have to make a suggestion, we consider that Anthony Mackie should be the actor. So it's time for us to talk about the rabbits now. So, we all know by now, next year, 2026, marks the 20th anniversary of the rabbits, but we do picture that because of serious circumstances, apart from also some information given, that the anniversary may not be a big deal, it may very well not be a big deal, and may be delayed and just straight up celebrated on 2027. The thing is, mostly apart from the entire situation going on at Ubisoft, the formation of the new Tencent partnership, and the Tencent group, and also they've been selling the IPs, the state of the games, the project's plan, etc. We do believe that it would be kind of odd to celebrate the rabbits in the 20th anniversary, not because it's wrong, but because it comes out very late. Remember that the rabbits came to existence in November of 2026, late November. Remember correctly, the 26th or 25th of November. And the thing is, it would be kind of weird to just start celebrating on that specific date, on that specific month at least, because, well, we do believe that everything would just be moved directly to the next year, which would make a lot more sense. And the celebrations would probably start in November and then get advance all the way to March or to June, depending on the case. Frankly, we currently don't know anything, or we don't know much regarding what's gonna be happening on the 20th anniversary. We know that one more collab is coming. We know that the series is in production. Hoping here we get to see some footage of it, some stuff regarding it very soon. And that will be pretty much it. As always, we hope we can get a port of Rabbids Multiverse and the faraway dream of a Rabbids Go Home re-release. There is a deep part inside of me that is thankful that the movie never really happened. And, well, we are very glad that it did not. It's reportedly expected to be cancelled. We can really assume it's cancelled. It is cancelled. Let's be honest. And well, at least talking about the Lionsgate front, it's not happening at this rate. It's been 10 years. And, we already talked everything regarding what we know about the movie, what has been shared, what is known. And frankly, we're very happy that it didn't happen, because I do believe that it would not have been a big deal, or would not have been a great project to begin with, because of a series of things that we've noticed. Seems that the production never got forward and never went on a very good direction. And we do believe that they wouldn't have paid the rabbits enough respect to make it entertaining. As mentioned before, it's not a bad thing if the movie is a straight up wacky comedy. It's just that we don't think it would have been a good comedy. We wouldn't have used the rabbit to the fullest potential, or even done any interesting ideas. We could be here discussing all the ideas the Rabbids fans had for movies. Razor Ruler had a script long ago, and Even Ray Kid proposed a few ideas, but yeah, we're happy that it did not happen. Now, onto a topic that is much more related with the fandom, and it's that regardless of what happens with the 20th anniversary, it would be amazing to see much more Rabbit videos made by people in general. It's honestly been pretty amazing how I've basically been the only Rabbit tuber there is. Now, this is in any preposterous or any narcissistic way of showing my work or anything. It's very objective. It's sadly objective because we haven't heard of anyone else doing regular Rabbids videos. And I don't know, it's kind of sad to know because, well, as mentioned before, I'm ending everything soon. These are the last videos that are coming. Final surprise that we got prepared, or that, well, we're still preparing. And more stuff. And it would be cool to have someone else tackle on the diverse Rabbit subjects, because we frankly covered everything that could possibly be. We talked about the merch, the arcade games, the VR games, the news. We talked about some secret findings, people that form part of the production, the recent games. We even tackled the iceberg at one point, but that was more so as help for Kino on his video. But it still counts. A lot of folks have already retired from the Rabbids fandom and just doing Rabbit stuff in general. And those that are still Rabbids fans and still on the lookout for anything new are basically doing their own thing. That would be the case for Dykamax and Contendo, for example. And Ray Kid, like, for example, at the time of recording this, we found out that he was premiering his brand new animated short. Whoa! Radioactive Cat, folks! Oh, God. That looks awesome. Yes, and talking about Ray Kid, would be amazing. You're watching this. It would be amazing if you made that video talking about the treatment of Rabbids Invasion and being a Nickelodeon. He commented how it had a good treatment on the first 2 seasons, and then progressively they just dropped the ball with it. And the 4th season always came internationally to Netflix, and it's been kind of a weird thing. It would be also cool to see a video tackling the lost media of the Rabbids, more proper one, because we do believe there's a lot more to discuss. There's already people that talked about Killer Freaks. Here and there they talked about Invasion, the Facebook game, and everybody knows the story of Raymond 4. We're here are the only ones who talked about Project Plungers, and that thing has even been covered by the wiki, the Rabbids wiki. Yeah, would be cool. And something else would be amazing to see would be something like a retrospective on the Rabbids merch, because the history of the Rabbids merch is pretty fascinating. Collaborations around the world with different exclusive things that are seen, for example, in China, Japan, and of course France. And it would be fantastic if it was something in the style of My Brick Opinion. We don't know if you've seen those videos, but the fella does some fantastic retrospectives on the block building toys that there have been. You can discover things and have an entire history lesson on the creation of these magnificent toys. It will be amazing. It's simply awesome. You should watch this video. Totally. Now this is a totally different thing, and we've been thinking about how it would be. We're thinking about what are the plans of the fandom for the 20th anniversary. It's something that has boggled my mind, and we've been thinking about what is there going to be for the 20 years of the Rabbids, because, well, a lot of the classic and memorable Rabbids fans have all retired, have all moved on to other things. Like, folks don't do stuff like they used to. Of course, I'm not gonna be here anymore when the time comes. And, well, We don't know what else, what is there going to be. Would be at least fascinating if there was some kind of art collab and seeing all the Rabbids fans come together once more, because well, it would be cool to celebrate such a wonderful franchise that has given me such an amazing family. The only person that we think could have something prepared for that time would be Dykamax, because well, Dykamax is the imagination mover. Dude's very ambitious when it comes to creating stuff about Rabbids and about Rayman. So yeah, we do believe that's the thing that he's keeping for. The thing that he's keeping for the 20th anniversary is the Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party Reanimated project. Let's see if I can probably post something for that time. Yeah. We do picture Contendo could do something. Raykid could have maybe at least special art or something. And maybe Burminator could join in on the fun. Yeah. I don't know what they got planned. Hoping here it's pretty dope. Okay, this is the last one. This is something that we come to realize, and it's that going back to the thing of the 20th anniversary and just in Rabbids games in general, we'll say it right away. We don't mind that the next title is a party game. A good old run-of-the-mill party game with your wacky mini games and the crazy costumes or anything. But the thing is, we do believe that if that's going to be the next title, the next big title, we do picture they should kind of increase the budget and make it something bigger. Why do we say this? We have noticed a tendency, very recent tendency, of party games that have been emerging as of now. And Mario Party is the party game by default. It's always the best option to go. And there were a few alternatives in the Wii, like Wii Party for example, but there were also Nintendo made. And back in the day, Mario Party in the Wii wasn't really, it wasn't as engaging as it was before, especially with the changes. And that's when the Rabbids came in, when they tried to change the whole paradigm with Mario Party slowly declining with all the changes that have been done, and most party games on the Wii system that have been mostly just shovelware. So it was interesting. Back in the day, having the Rabbids as with their party games was quite a big deal. It was something fresh and different. That's why the Rabbids game sold well back in the day. The thing is, nowadays, although multiplayer titles are still very strong, Dead by Daylight being one of them, or Repo, that's another one, the traditional party game is a genre that hasn't gotten, anything major. And frankly, it is acceptable because the times have changed over the years, and folks have preferred to play much more engaging and different experiences, especially focused on online connectivity. Something much more different, unique, maybe a bit complex, and for various reasons. But we've noticed that recently there has been a sort of renaissance regarding the more traditional party game titles. And one of the biggest examples of this is Lego Party. It was honestly a very unexpected but welcome surprise to have a party game made out of Lego. Lego is such a big brand that is always it's a very engaging and a big brand that has promoted creativity and that also included everyone around. So a party game about Lego sounds like a great idea, and turns out that it was a great idea. It has been very well received, and folks have been commenting that feels like a direct competition for Mario Party. Of course, this isn't any situation of a Smash killer, or in this case a Mario Party killer, but it is a competition. And now we recently got the announcement of Dumb Ways to Party, which is a party game based on Dumb Ways to Die, which was already a minigame compilation in its early era. But yes, and this game looks incredibly fun. It has, contrary to the other titles that had the more zany and colorful aesthetics of Lego Party and Mario Party, of course. This one has still a vibrant art style, but it still has a lot of acid humor with a mix of also dark humor because, well, that everyone knows Dumb Ways to Die. It's a game where people die, even if they're all just jelly bean people. But yes, we saw it, and it was honestly impressive. We hope to. We are interested in playing it. It releases next year, so yes, and we do believe that it's starting to slowly. We are starting to slowly see a return in terms of party games, even if it's mostly on an independent developers, similar to the renaissance that has been gaining on beat 'em ups. And the next title should be the next Rabbids party game should be bigger. Party of Legends was good. It was just good. It had a great aesthetic, nice music. The minigames were mostly reinterpretations of the ones seen in the original trilogy. And as always, as much as it's a title we hold deep in our hearts, it was just good. It's just okay. But next one should honestly have a grander scale. We can conserve, put on more funny cutscenes, and have a much more vibrant aesthetic. Have much more content. Definitely, we want to see much more content. Make it bigger. Not just another minigame compilation, that's it. It should be a bit bigger, even if it's just by party game standards. It's a casual genre compared to others that we've seen in the gaming industry and in the Rabbids as a whole, as a franchise. And if we had to say from what games we could see an inspiration, well, it would be interesting to have a more refined gameplay style of Rabbids Land, with the mini games with the humor seen in the original trilogy and the aesthetic that we got to see in the Snowdrop era. Would be pretty interesting, honestly. If that would be the way to celebrate the 20th anniversary, and it's a party game, but it's something that really feels unique for the brand. Maybe a mix of both worlds of the new era of Rabbids and the old one, and maybe put in a bunch of references and callbacks to the entire franchise. Would honestly be a good way to celebrate it. Something simple but ambitious, and very fun, of course. That's what we all expect from something like this. Well, my friends, that will be everything for now. We hope we see you around. It's been fun. Final discussion video. We gotta get back to work. We'll see you around.